Okay, so let us share the screen. See, we have opened with the Xilinx software now. So I'm having a workspace. Now over this workspace, I need to write my Verilog code. So what is the thing? I have to write the Verilog code. I need to check the syntax and then I will be going for a simulation of that for the verification of the check syntax is for the syntax verification, and I'll be generating my test bed to see whether my
Excuse me,
implemented
ma'am.
function. Yeah.
Ma'am, some students are unable to join it seems, ma'am, to the meeting.
Why?
Don't know, ma'am. They just messaged me to inform me, ma'am. Sumant and Sudhanshu. Like it's coming some error, it seems, ma'am.
Okay. So now we have opened with our Xilinx project space. So now let us see how exactly we will be going for our implementation of our behavior. So now first let us start with an half adder. Okay. So whenever you are going to create any code, whatever may be the language you will use, first have a discipline of creating your own project, and within that project keep on adding your files. Okay, so let us make it as a practice to whichever language you use for whichever coding style you will be using. Okay, so let us do the same thing now here. I'll go to file. I'll open a new project. To start with, I'll open a new project. Otherwise, I can keep on adding the files to the same project. Okay, so now I have started with, so I'll select a new project. When I open a new project, it asks me to give a details of the project. That means what is the project name I want to keep and where exactly I want to save my project. Okay, so I'll give a name as um, adders. Fine. And presently, by default, it is taking a path as C folder, Xilinx, and within that, add as project. Let us keep the same thing. If you want to change it, you can go for browse and you can change it accordingly. Okay. So let us now keep the same thing. And it is asking me what's the top level source you want to select. See, these are the various options available on the Xilinx. Okay. It need not be only hardware descriptive language. My Xilinx ISC platform not only used for a hardware descriptive language, but also used for writing a schematic, for writing the NGCs. Fine. So, but for what purpose I am using it right now? It is for HDL. So I'll select the HDL. Then by default, this same thing will be selected. Okay. But before going to the next step, just take care of all these things and see that they are proper. Then I'll say next. Now, see, select the device and design flow for the project. This wizard will become important when we actually go for the hardware implementation of the Verilog code, whatever I have written. Using a Xilinx, I can write my Verilog code, then I can implement it over a hardware, that is over any of a FPGAs. I can implement it and I can go for a product design. But right now we are not doing all those things. We have restricted ourselves to the simulation. So as we have restricted for the simulation, let all these things remains the same. Okay, but if I want it to be in specific to any of the FPGAs, see what is this showing me now? It is showing me the family. It's an automotive family. These are all the families of the FPGAs that is available. You know what is FPGA? It is field programmable array. Okay, gate array. It's a field programmable gate array. It's a programmable memory devices wherein I can insert my code and make it to work as a particular product. So now I'm using here, these are the types of the FPGAs that's been available for me for implementation. That is, my Xilinx software is compatible with all these classes of FPGA. Fine. But as I'm going only for a simulation, I need not bother about these things, but we are specifically doing a hardware implementation. For example, if I say we are using a Spartan family of FPGA over which I want to implement my Verilog, then specifically I have to choose that family. Within that family, what's the type of package I'm using? What is the speed with which my FPGA? So we will be having the hardware specifications for a particular FPGA. I need to just select all those things as it is, then only I can go for a downloading of it to the hardware. Right now, as we are not doing any of these things, let us keep these things safe. So what's the synthesis tool I'm using? Whether I can go for VHDL or Verilog. And ISA simulator is the simulator I'm using. Okay. So let us keep all these things. Simply say next. Now, this is a place where I need to create my new source. What do you mean by this? I have created a project. It is like a folder. Within a folder, I'll be having several files, right? So that is what we are doing now. I have created a project. Within a project, now I want to create a source file in which I want to implement my Verilog code. Okay. So I have to select a source file. If I'm having my source files already available and out of that, if I want to choose any one of that, then I will be having a list over here. But right now, as I'm going for a new project, I'm not having anything. I'll select new source. Okay. So just follow the steps what we are doing here. I created a new project, gave a name to the project, then next, next, next. So in the third wizard, we are creating our new source. So when I say new source, see, these are all the multiple source types that's been available with my HDL language package. I can write a schematic source file, I can write a state diagram source file, I can write a test bench waveform, user document, Verilog module, VHDL module, VHDL library, VHDL package, VHDL test bench. Okay, so these are all available for me. Now, out of that, which is the source file I want to select? I want to write a Verilog module, right? I want to implement a code using a Verilog module. So I'll select Verilog module. So you have to choose Verilog module, give a name to that module. So let me give it as a half adder. So half adder is the name I have given. See, whatever a file name you are going to give here, the same thing will be taken as the module name. Okay, whatever a file name you are giving to your source, the same thing will be taken as a module name. So give a relevant file name. Then I'll say next. So now this is asking me, okay, see the module name has taken as half adder and it is asking me what's the port name, what are the port declaration you are supposed to do. If I'm doing all these things directly, it will be giving me the module template. You can see that. Okay. So what are the ports I'm having in a half adder? I have 2 input ports and 2 output ports, right? So let me write. See, I have various ways in which I can write it. Either I can give it separately. A is an input port. B is also an input port. And C, I'll change it to output. Okay. And again, I can take it as an, okay, let me take some as an output. And here also I can take one more. Instead, I can even give like this, sum, comma, carry. Okay. So these are the two outputs. A and B are the two inputs. Even here also I can do the same thing. A comma B, I can give. Okay. Now, what's that you want to design it? If it's a scalar input, I'll be giving directly like this. If I wanted to make it a vector, what do you mean by vector input? We have written no. Suppose if I have an input A within square bracket 1:0, then we call it some vector. So vector is similar to a bus. In that case, I click bus. So right now, as I'm giving a scalar inputs, I'm taking it as an A and B are the inputs, sum and carry are the outputs. Okay. Then I'll say next. See, now it is giving me the specification details, what I have created. Have you add to project? Yes, I want to add this project to the project. What's the source directory? I want to add it in this path, C Xilinx adder project. What's the source type? It's a Verilog module. Source name is halfadder.v. All my Verilog modules will be stored with an extension .v. Okay, so my module name is half adder. What's my port definition? I have taken A and B as input ports and sum and carry as the output ports. Then I'll say finish. So what is that I have done here? See, if you can look over here, we have a source. I have created adder as a project. Under that, we have selected one FPGA automatic pool, which is having this family name. Within that, I have created one Verilog code, what is a half adder, one green and two boxes, the pyramid shaped box, what we are having now. This indicates it as a top module. Top module in the sense, this is the active module right now. Okay, so I have created, and now if you look into my project, you can see my module, whatever I want to declare now, that has been already given over here, right? I have taken a module, half adder, A comma B comma S comma carry, correct? So this is how I'll write my code now. So this is already written here. Input is A, input is B, output is sum and carry. Now what is left over for me? I need to implement the functionality. So let us do it for using a data flow modeling style. Now can anyone tell me what is the expression I have to write here? What should be the statement? Shushmita, can you tell me?
Assign
Assign
S is equals to
sum
A
is equal to A. How do I
XOR
write XOR? It's a cap. XOR B. Correct. Then assign carries
C
equals
A dot B
A,
dot B.
not bar, and. Okay, so this is what I have written now. So this is the functionality I want to implement. So I have done this. So once this has been done, now what is the next thing? I have implemented the functionality. I'll save my program. So I'll go to save. See, once it has been saved, now I need to check the syntax. Okay, I need to check whether I have written the syntax properly or not. So for that, what I'll be doing? No, I'll be going for implement design. See, you have an option called implement design. Plus symbol is there. Just click on the plus symbol. You will be getting synthesize, translate, fit, generate program, optional implementation. Okay, so these are the different steps I'll be performing when I'll be going for the hardware implementation of the program. What is that I am supposed to do? If you can recall in the very first in a Verilog flow, I have told you, right, how exactly the flow happens, how I'll write the statement, then how I'll go for abstraction of that behavioral simulation, RT level and all, right? So that's what you can see here. First, I'll synthesize my program, then I translate my program to an netlist, then I'll fit it into my FPGA, then I'll generate the programming functions. Okay, so but for a simulation, I'll restrict only to the synthesis. So I'll select the synthesis now. Again, you have a plus syntax on that. Just select that plus. See, you have a various options available here. At the last, you have check syntax. So what is that I'm supposed to do? Select implement design. In implement design, select synthesis, and in synthesis, select check syntax. So I'll just give check syntax now. So it is checking for a syntax. So no error. Check syntax is completed successfully. Suppose if there's an error, then it will show the errors here. In which line, what error has been done. Then you have to rectify it. Again, save the program. Again, go for a check syntax. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'll be doing now. Okay, check syntax says that it has been correct. So the first part of our implementation is completed. What is next? Now I need to verify I have to give a set of inputs to this and verify the output, right? Now how do I do that? For that, see now till now what was the process I was doing? I was the implementation process, synthesis and implementation. So I have done that here. Now I need to change it to the simulation. I'll go for behavioral simulation. Okay, see source for, you have an window space here called source for. There, when you start with a Verilog code, you will be going for synthesis and implementation, write the code. After that, for test bench verification, I'll be going for behavioral simulation. Now, already I have an half-adder Verilog code for which I need to go for a simulation. Okay, so now what I'll do, I need to create a test bench for this. So test bench is again one more new source. So I'll click half adder, right click on that. It will ask you for new source. So select a new source. Now, what's the type of source we are supposed to take? It's a test bench waveform. So earlier I have created the Verilog module. Now I am creating a test bench waveform for that Verilog module. So I'll take test bench waveform and I'll give a file name to it. Let us give some relevant file name. So I'll say half adder test tst. Okay. So I'll say next. See, now it is asking me to which source file you want to associate this test bench. Right now I have only one source file, so it is showing this. If I'm having multiple, then it will give a list. In that you have to select which you have to associate. So right now it is half adder. Obviously it will take the same thing. So I'll say next. See, it will ask, it is saying that test bench waveform is the source type and that is associated with a half adder program. Okay, then I'll say finish. Now it is initializing the clock wizard. Okay, there are a lot many things you are having here. The options are there. Let us not go to all these things. Directly we'll say finish. Now I got a test bench over here. Simulation are available. So A and B are the two inputs, carry and sum are the two outputs. Out of two inputs, one of the input is taken as a clock. So that's why it is going in this form. If I want it to be selected, if it's just a bus, then I will be choosing how to make it high. So I have this line now. So I'll just go and click here. See, it has gone high. Now again, if I want to make it low, then I'll come here near this blue line. I'll select. See, it has become low. Again, I'll be somewhere, I'll be making it. Yeah, high. Okay, so this is how the format I have given. Take care that it's going to cover all the combinations of half adder you have to test. Okay, so once I have given the inputs, now I need to check the output. No, how do I do that, please? See, I'll come here. We have a process. Okay, select on this process. When I select the process, it will ask you for a simulation. You have Xilinx ISC simulator. Click on that. Again, you have a check syntax here. Once I do that, it will ask you what is that you want. Generate the expected simulation or simulate the behavioral model. Once you generate it for the second time, you can go for simulate. But for the first time, let us always follow that. I'll generate the expected simulation. So if I click on that, it's going to, yes. See, I got the output. What is my output? When it is both of them are 0, 0, I'm getting 0. If you want, you have a marker over here. You can just drag it. It's not coming. Okay, it's not coming. Let us take one more marker. See, I have taken a marker here. So now when it is 0, 0, why it is showing 0, 1, 1, 0? You can observe here, I have a blue line that is standing there. So its value it is showing. If I just take it, wherever I take that, that value will be reflected over here. But some way it's not coming. Okay, so I have taken a marker here. Now, when both the inputs are 0, 0, see, when both the inputs are 0, 0, I got my output as 0. Now, I'll stretch it. So, when my input is 1, 1, I got my output as sum is 0, carry is 1. When my input is 0, 1, then sum should be 1, no? The input is 1, 0. Yeah, here it is changing. When I input is 1, 0, sum is 1, carry is 0. And when the input is 0, 0, for a long duration. So, what that 0? I should get sum equals 0. Right. Here it's right? There is a small glitches that has been happening over here. So that's why it is showing a change slowly. Okay, so I selected a simulate behavioral model. It is showing me exactly at what time what is happening. Okay, so when both of them are high, then carry is high, sum is 0. When my one of the input is high and the another input is low, sum is high and carry is 0. Okay, see there's a small glitch here. So that is what was replicating there. So it was going slow. When both the inputs are okay, when one of the input is high, then my sum is high, carry is 0. The same thing over here. When I come here, yeah, same thing. Now here, my both A and B are high, so my carry is high, sum is 0. Okay, so you are getting output properly. So this is how I'll be verifying the output of any given Verilog code. Is this clear? What I did now, I just selected the simulate behavioral model. Then it will be showing me the simulation. So this is how I got the simulation. Here the minute glitches that has been possible is also viewed. So that's why we'll be able to analyze the output properly. Okay, is this clear? Now if I look into the half adder, you can see here, see within it, this is a half adder test bench which has been designed for an UUT, unit under test. Okay, UUT stands for unit under test. So UUT is half adder, that is the unit under the test is half adder module. For this I have created a half adder test bench. Is this clear? Any doubts? Any doubts?
Ma'am, is there any shortcut for checking syntax errors, ma'am?
Shortcut, what is the shortcut you want? It's
Like
directly checking the syntax, no?
ma'am, like keyboard shortcut, ma'am, like F11, something like that. It will be there, ma'am. F9.
Checks. I don't know exactly. I need to check.
Okay.
So next is shortcut keys. I think you have a shortcut keys for saving the project, zooming, and all those things, but I don't find a shortcut key. Let me check. To run the program, I check syntaxes here. Okay. So if you have understood this, let us go to the next program. We'll quickly design one full adder using a half adder. That is, we'll be doing it with a gate level modeling style. One data flow modeling style we have seen. Now let us look at the gate level modeling style. In fact, here when we go for a assign, even I can put insert a delay, right? So if I insert a delay after some period of time, that carry will be enabled. We'll see that once I complete the gate level modeling. Okay. So now let us go to the gate level modeling. So I have to come from the beginning again, but I need not create a new project. Instead, what I'll do now, I'll go to the adders project and I'll say new source. Okay, directly I can take a new source here, or I can go to the file and I can say, see, new. Yeah, I didn't show you the schematic, right? Wait, that's also one more thing that is possible here. Let me select a half adder. See, I have selected one more option called as a view RTL schematic. Okay, what exactly it is going to show you? It is going to show you the schematic of the Verilog code that you have implemented. Right now, it was a half adder, right? It is having two inputs A and B, two outputs sum and carry. So if I click on this block, see, it is showing me internally what it consists of. A and B is being done using an AND gate. This is a basic gate that's been already added to the library. So it is showing the AND gate directly. But for the XOR gate, again, see, it is showing the blocks only. If I click on that, see, this is how my XOR gate is internally implemented in this Xilinx software. Okay, so that is how you can view the Verilog code. Okay, so this is the schematic view. Okay. Okay, so now let us go for the new creation. Either I can select a new Verilog code from here, new source only, or I can go to the adders project. I can right click on that. I can say a new source. So now again it's straightforward came to a source selection. So I'll say again, I want to create one more Verilog module. Let me give it a full adder. Okay, then I'll say next. So what are the inputs I'm having now? Remember, don't give the same variable names you have given as an input to the half adder, because I'm doing a gate level modeling using half adder as a component, right? So I'll take it as an X, comma, Y, comma, Z are the three inputs that's been associated with me. And I have two outputs. Let me call it as in sum and carry. Okay, so these are the two outputs I'm having. So I have created an outputs and I'll say next. Okay, so these are the three inputs and three inputs and two outputs I have created as a finish. So now my module has been created. Now what is the next thing? I need to implement the functionality. Now how do I implement the functionality of an half adder, full adder using two half adders? I am using half adder as a component, right? I think you remember the circuit that we'll be using for that. So all of you look at the board. I have taken half adder as a module. Okay. So what's the name I have given to this half adder? It is A, B, sum and carry, right? Now I need to take the two components of this half adder. So let me take two half adders. A and B. I need to. So let me call, this is an half adder component, a copy of it. So let me call it as an, the module name I have given is actually half adder, correct? This is also half adder. Remember, this is case sensitive. So let me take one copy of it. I call it as a half adder one. Let me take the another copy of it. I call it as a half adder 2. Okay, how in your LT Spice you will drag and drop the components. Now, similarly, I am doing it. So I have taken 2 components. Now, how do I get the full adder using 2 half adders now? So what is that I am supposed to do? The output of this 2. Okay, so that is, let me take it as an X and Y are the 2 inputs I am having. So that will be giving me an output X or Y, correct? So this is given as an input to this, correct? So the first input, the first XOR, the half adder sum is connected as an input to the second half adder along with the next input Z. So what happens to my output? So some output will be XOR Y is the one input that will be XORed with Z, right? So this is the sum I'll be getting. So let me write this as a sum. So what is this? This is my sum, correct? Are you able to see? Now, how do I get the carry? So this is one of my carry. So which is giving me A and B. Now, this carry along with, what's the carry I'll be getting here? It is, okay, sorry, X dot Y. This is, what's the carry? X XOR Y into Z is this. So I'll take these 2 inputs, connect it to an OR gate. So that gives me an actual carry. Right? So this is how we are going to draw the full adder using 2 half adder. Now what is this? This is my full adder. This is my full adder method. Correct? So now how do I implement it in a Verilog code now? So let us start writing. So I have taken 2 components of half adder. So A, B, my carry was the input I have given for half adder. Now for that inputs, this is called as a mapping, right? I am doing a port mapping now. X is mapped with A, Y is mapped with B, Z is mapped with the B of the second half adder. And sum of this should be connected to an output of this. So now what is this actually? This is an intermediate values, right? It's not going out. From here, I'm giving it directly over here. So it is not visible outside. This connection is not visible outside. So I call it as an intermediate connection. Whenever I have such intermediate connections, let me call it as a C1. So this will be selected by a wire, correct? So this is one intermediate connection I am having. Now what's the other intermediate connection I am having? From here I am giving it to the OR gate now. So this is also an intermediate connection. So I call it as C2. Similarly, this is also not visible outside. So I call it as C3. Okay. So these are the input variables I have given. Now, looking into this diagram, let us implement the functionality for a full adder. So what is that I should do? What's the first thing? I need to select some wires. Which are the wires I have taken? C1, C2, C3. These are the 3 wires I have taken. Then I need to go for the implementation of the functionality, which is a module I'm using for component instantiation. It's an half adder. So I'll write the same name as it is of the module half adder's name. Whatever module name you are given for a half adder, you should take the same thing. So half adder is a module, and I have taken HA1. Why HA1? Because I have taken that as one of my a copy of a half adder. So I have given the name for it as an HA1. Then within this, now I need to go for a component instantiation. How do I do the component instantiation? We know it's a positional assignment. So the first 2 will be, the first positions will be the output, the next positions will be the input. So how the connection is being done for a half adder? See, what are my outputs now? One of my output is C1 and the another output is C2, correct? So I'll take it as C1, C2 are the 2 outputs. Then which are the inputs I have connected? It is X and Y. So I'll take it as X, Y. Okay, I'll close it. What is next? Next I have taken one more half adder component. So it is half adder HA2. right? So the second component of now if I look at the input output connection, what's the output here? One of the output is directly sum, right? It is given directly as an output. So I'll write it as sum. What's the another output of this half adder? This is C3, which is again given to one more module. So it is C3. So I'll write it as C3, comma. What are the inputs I have taken here? One of my input is C1, the other input is Z. So I'll take it as C1, comma, Z. Okay. What else? I have one more module, which is nothing but my OR gate. So this is OR gate. This is C2 or the C3 are the inputs and carry is the output. Let me take it as a one more of adder 3 as a unit. Okay. Then what are its output? Its output is only one output, that is carry. And I have two inputs. Which are those two inputs? One is C2, another one is C3. So it is C2, comma C3. So end module. Fine. So this is how I'll be creating my full adder using a half adder. But if I look into this component, see I have a half adders over here. Okay, you can observe here. See, this half adder is fine. HA1 is associated with half adder. I have this within my project. This is fine. I have half HA2, which is also an half adder that has been available. But you can observe here, there's a question mark, right? Why the question mark? Because the R entity is not known to me. I don't have this. Okay. So now let us go to this. So I'll create a new source, take a Verilog module, give it as an OR gate. Next, inputs A, comma B, output is, okay, let us not give the same inputs. Let me give it as P, comma Q, output is R. I hope all of you are following. Assign R equals P C I selected the OR gate. Okay, I did the check syntax. Check syntax says that it is working fine. Okay, so now I have an OR gate. Now let us go to this OR gate. I'll select a new source, create a test bench for this. Next. See, now it is asking me to which you want to select the full adder, half adder or OR gate. I'm saying it is OR gate. I'll say next, finish. So I got the output. Okay, so now this is done. So now I'll go to the full adder. Still going to show more. Okay, I have not created the test bench. No? Has not taken a adder. Why it is showing the error is because it has not taken the OR gate inside the full adder. Even though we have created, you can see here, see, this is still showing a question mark. I would have created my OR gate before I go for a full adder creation. That's why it has not included in the library. So that's why it is showing an error here. Otherwise, it will work. Okay. So what was the change I'm supposed to do here? Instead of creating a OR gate after starting a full adder, I would have created the OR gate before that so that it will be added into the library directly. Okay. So that is how we'll be going for a design of an adders. Yes, any doubts?